Author J.A.K.
Have you ever seen something, but had no explanation for it? Did it sear itself, deep into your consciousness? Did it play havoc with your mind, desperate for your own understanding, and why you can't explain it? How can you tell anyone if you don't know whether you even believe it yourself? Tell me, what do you really know? Do you know the things you've been told? Is that oxygen you're breathing right now? In the case of sweet little Rue, her questions found answers. Now, dear girl, you're only going to create more of a problem. Stop your struggling. You're creating a scene,
said an elderly man, as he tried to pull a twig from a young in distress girl's hair.
Get it out, please. It's pulling my hair out. Out.
You see, Rue, this wouldn't have caused you problems if you had simply refrained from entering the woods. Do I speak a foreign tongue? Or do you seem to think rules do not apply to you?
But Father, there's nothing to do in town. It's so boring. And besides, all the other kids play in there. Why can't I?
I don't care. What other kids do, Rue? You are my child, and I care for you, not them. Please, just listen to me for once. I know you don't see any harm in playing there, but there are things in life you are not going to understand yet.
They both walk into the wooden house and continue the discussion inside.
This isn't me causing you misery deliberately. It's me caring for you, my dear child.
Fine. I'll just go sit by the river and stare at the water for the rest of my days. I never wanted to move here. I hate it here. We live in the middle of the woods, and somehow I'm not allowed to explore them. This is ridiculous.
Rue stands up from the armchair that is adjacent to the fireplace and heads towards the living room door.
Rue, wait.
What?
You still have that twig in your hair.
Ha 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 ha. Oh, thanks. Just what I needed, to look like a complete strawberry to the whole town. Would you mind, please, Father?
Of course. Come here, little Rue. Let me get it for you. And don't struggle.
Rue walks back towards her father, who is sitting in a black leather armchair that is also facing the fireplace. He places his hand on her shoulder and coerces her posture to have her back face him. With one calm and swift wrist movement, the entwined twig is dislodged from her long, silky red hair.
Thank you, Father. I'm sorry for raising my voice before. I'm just so bored in this town. I need something to do so badly.
Listen, Rue, I'm going down to the market to get some things for supper. You can come with me if you like. Have a wander with me. I can maybe get you your favorite cherry tart. Hey? How does that sound? It's something to do, and you can go off after, perhaps sit by the river and draw. You know how much I love your drawings.
You know what, Father? That sounds pretty good to me. I'll just grab my pencils and paper.
So Rue and her father leave their house, making their way down to the market of Autumn Falls. Autumn Falls is a small town, a population of 142, most of which are all from neighboring cities and have moved here for a quiet life. Autumn Falls is somewhat of an isolated town. It is surrounded by dense forest and has one road that cuts through the center, in and out. The surrounding forest is entered only by trained foragers and hunters. The forest is also a good source of local produce. In fact, this is one of Autumn Falls' main food supply. That, coupled with the River Acorn, makes for an abundance of food for the townspeople. They reach the market, a bustling, busy marketplace with food stalls and merchants everywhere. The markets are only open once a week on a Friday and serve the whole town as a chance to replenish much-needed pantry items.
Look, dear, there's Ted. I've got to chase after him. I need to talk to him about something. Here, little Rue, go buy yourself a cherry tart, and I will meet up with you at the riverbank picnic area.
Rue's father drops 2 gold coins into the palm of her open hand. She closes her hand abruptly and looks up at her father. He has already started to make his way through the crowds of townspeople. Rue turns around and makes her way through the marketplace, swanning from stall to stall, inquisitively looking at what each merchant has to offer. She stops and pauses for a moment and tilts her head slightly with a puzzled look bestowed on her face and quietly talks to herself.
How peculiar. I've never seen that shop down there before.
Succumbing to her curiosity, she walks, beelining towards the shop. As she approaches the shop, she hesitates. Paused in time, and with only her eyes moving, she evaluated the assumed to be shop. The shop is all red, the walls are red, the floor is red, the doors are red. Everything is red. In the window display are a multitude of red candles, all different in shapes and sizes. The door swings open, causing a collection of tiny brass bells attached to the door handle to share a whimsical jingle. A woman with a large oversized black cape on, covering nearly all of herself, steps out of the doorway. She momentarily glances up and down the street as if she was checking to see something. She then catches the eyes of Rue, lowers her head ever so slightly, and slips a subtle smirk towards her. And with that, turns, corrects her posture, and hastily makes her way down the street. With an unassuring nod to herself, Rue takes 3 steps closer to the front door and catches the door with her left hand, just before it closes completely. She steps into the shop, and within seconds of entering the shop, she hears a voice.
Hello, little one. My name is Giles. And what can I do for you today?
Well, I saw your shop from across the street, and, well, I guess I just wanted to know what you sell. I haven't seen your shop before. It's rather red, isn't it?
Red? Really? How strange. I can't say I've ever noticed before. Tell me, do you like the piano, dear?
I do. I love the piano. Why do you ask?
Oh, marvelous. I shall put one of my favorite songs on.
Giles reaches over to a gramophone that is on top of a table next to him. He places the stylus into the groove of the record and presses play.
And what is your name, my child? What does one call herself who has such glorious colored hair?
Oh, it's Rue. Nice to meet you, Giles.
Ah, smashing. I see your parents have a sense of humor. Now, my dear, follow me. I have something to show you. I would like your opinion on it. Come.
Okay, I guess I can have a quick look.
Giles begins to walk down the main corridor of the shop's raw wooden floorboards showcasing its ancient patina, a symbol of its age and worn with proudness. The shop had a mysterious smell. Oddly enough, it smelt old, but it had an underlying tone, one of perhaps burnt rose and star anise, but yet not exactly. There were unusual items she had never seen before, and some of no use to her. Rue follows Giles into the back of the shop, behind a red curtain. Giles turns and points at a red candle, being held in a bespoke golden candle holder. It is covered in jewels and gems. The wick is in pristine condition, as if it had never been lit before. It sits on top of a wooden worktop, loose cogs and miniature screws scattered aimlessly around. Clearly a repair bench of some sort.
My goodness, that is beautiful, Giles. Where did you find such a thing?
Isn't it? My child, it was a gift. Somebody gave it to me when I helped them. I want you to tell me something. What color is the candle wick burning? Take your time, my dear. Not everything is as obvious as you perceive it to be.
Is this a trick question? The candle can only be burning one color. Surely.
Giles takes a step closer, with his right arm stretched out. He gently places his index finger and thumb on the golden candlestick and slides it closer towards Rue.
Dear, tell me, what color is it burning?
Very well. It's burning red. The flame is a pinky red.
Interesting. What if I told you the candle wasn't lit at all?
That's not possible. I am, looking right at it. I can see it's clearly burning. Look, I'll even touch it.
Rue leans forward and reaches out her hand. She points her index finger out and very cautiously draws her finger closer to the lit flame.
I don't understand. Why? Why isn't it burning me? Is this a magic trick, Giles?
No, dear, this isn't a magic trick. You see, this candle uses a very special kind of sap. This sap is harvested deep within the forest. It is said to be of a crimson hum tree, a very rare tree indeed.
I don't understand, Giles. Is the flame burning or not? Or maybe it's just a cold flame. I'm so confused.
I'm going to tell you something. You may not believe in these things, or perhaps you may think of this as a fable, a fairy tale even. But nonetheless, I must inform you. Rue, the wax is made from sap, extracted from a tree that has, let's just say, abilities. This wax is then made into a candle, then placed in direct moonlight for a period of time. And that's it. One day you come back to the candle, and the flame is lit. But not everyone can see the flame. In fact, dear, I've never met anyone who can see the flame. But I think, yes, here, it is now yours, take it. It has provided me the light I needed, and now it must serve you.